Hey guys, and welcome back to some more design work in the bottoms. So, what I got for today is working on some actual hair design on Cara here, and just adding in these small little tiny touches that'll help make her feel more believable, and will add in some fun characteristics into the actual game. So what I have here is the start on just some simple, easy bangs that I want for the stylized choice for the character design. They're just long spherical noodles that I just extruded out and morphed around and just kind of fiddled them on into the location that I need them to be. I do need to adjust them a little bit because some just don't feel like they're sticking out in the right area, or maybe I need to adjust the layout or sculpt of the hair that's around here. So as you can see on Kara, I just extruded out a little bit around her head where the hair will actually be. And that's just going to be blended in texturize to create a general feel for hair on the character. And then I've also added in this long strip right here that'll be modeled out to look like a braid of hair. So that'll look really nice on her as well. I've just started outlining, starting to rough out a basic shape for the clothing that's going to go on her as well. Been working on a whole bunch, but thought in this video we'll focus more on actual hair on the character. So let's go, and this one I really want to adjust because I think how we're going to fix it is we are just going to move some hair pieces or a location of hair just up, because that's going to be the easiest way to fix this and create some more believability. So all we just need to do, just move it up, maybe over, down a little. Oh no, I don't like what that's doing to the model shape. I know what we can do. Let's go over here. And we will draw some hair up. Draw it up a little. Yeah, instantly fixed it. Let's turn off symmetry though, because hair should not act symmetrical like this. There we go. Just add a little bit of volume there. Perfect. We're actually just gonna start moving some hair around here. Get this to kind of start to bulge out into a whole bunch of areas. Sorry, I'm focusing on this. When I get to sculpting hair or just sculpting on characters, I really start to focus on it because this is the human form. Every little detail is so easy to notice from the human eye that if anything is out of place, players will just be able to see it like a hawk. It's not hard to hide these things. It's you really have to either you did it right or you did it wrong kind of deal. There's no way to like have any room for improvement or just way to just not do it. Like you just have to do it right the first time and nail it. You can't fiddle with this. It just needs to happen right, and it needs to just work. And you just gotta move little pieces here and there, smooth it back out. And I work with a very low smooth, just because you don't want to be pushing too much if you're trying to leave some of your edits behind. You want to keep information as you smooth it out. And of course, there's a habit of just when you smooth, you're just going to remove data anyway. So it's just add information, delete information, smooth out, repeat, rinse, repeat, till it looks exactly the way it needs to. And this is just for the base meshing of it, just getting this basic layout going. Because I'll take this whole piece of this whole mesh and I'll take it into a separate program. And I'll have to then start adding in the stronger information in that secondary program. And that's just even more work. And there's just all sorts of little things that you just have to be aware of. And now that at least looks a little better. Looks like she actually has some hair forming. Yeah. So as I said, the human form, it's very complicated. It has so many moving parts to it. And just keeping the basic shape of the head while also matching hair shapes and not really working by strands is a very difficult thing to do, but in the end, it creates a very well done stylistic appearance. Because when we look at her from afar, this is a very good character to look at. You don't have to worry too much about all this information on her, and it just feels more realistic. And as I'm trying to do, I'm trying to balance that border of super realism to stylistic feel of artistic visions and things like that. It's a weird area to balance, but when you really do it right and you get it right the first time, it becomes a very beautiful look in a game. And so having these very noodly strands of hair that can be moved around and ruffled about adds that slight bit of realism while also keeping the game very stylized, and having these braid bounce around back here is going to really keep the character looking strong and realistic in all sorts of ways. Because like the muscular, her fingertips, her arms, everything here is very strong in its approach and in its feel, and everything's here is going to look good. So it's all going to be a very good style, and I'm excited about it. It's like my first time really getting into some strong character work. I've done some, but I've never done like full body. I've mainly done like busts. And even the bust that I did wasn't a human character, it was a lizard type character. So that even took a lot more different things of looking at like Komodo dragon necks and then morphing it into a human neck and balancing all these things. Whereas with the human feature, all I have to go for is just what I've seen in the world, what I know to be female, and what I know this and that. There's reference that I go and look at, but a lot of it is just going purely based off of what I've seen, what I know is going to be the final look, and it's just a lot of work. But we're gonna go down here because I really want to like start on this clothing and get it done, because at the current moment my character's nude and I want to actually get clothing put on her, because that's what she's going to be wearing in the game. She's going to be wearing this piece of cloth that covers majority of her body, but it's also a very thin piece of cloth. Like, it's not going to be like extremely thick. I'm going to have to run a cloth simulation on her to make it actually look realistic. So, and it's going to have to like wrap around her. Oh gosh, what have I gotten myself into? Crazy things that we do for games. So we need to add a loop cut here. And we'll go with that for right now. Because then what I need to do is we need to extrude this up, move it and rotate it, and it's gonna start to create the piece of cloth. It's gonna go over one of her shoulders because it's gonna attach over her shoulder. Do I like that shoulder? Does it really matter? No, it doesn't. But I want to make sure it looks appealing. I like it over the left. I don't know why I do, but I just do. It's that asymmetry of it because most people would do it over their right, but I like to be asymmetrical, and asymmetrical art is, especially on a character, is what you need to do. So with the human form, if, like I mentioned before in that uncanny valley, if this looked way too like perfect, then again, people will realize that. You'll notice it right away. You'll notice like, hey, that looks like very natural. That looks very unnatural, very even. It should probably not be that even. It should probably be all off keltered and weird and misshapen and all this stuff. So gotta just balance out the unnatural with the natural and do all sorts of stuff. So just kind of wrap the cloth around. Not really got any more rhyme or reason to it. Just gotta get it over. It's totally fine that it's doing that because all I'll need to do is just this and match it up a little. That's good enough. Get a better match later. But as long as it's there, it's there. God. And clothing is just another thing that's crazy to model out because right now it's going to look like she's just wearing like a barrel cloth or something like that on her. It's not going to look like she's actually wearing a proper piece of clothing on her. And that's going to all change as I begin to add more to it, as we begin to adjust it, and it's just going to be a crazy process to do. But in the end, it's going to look exactly like what we need. And it's just a fun mess. It's a good mess. But it's a mess that takes for wrong axis. Rotate there. Thank you. Okay, and extrude along that region. Rotate you down, over, and kablooey. We're gonna go somewhere like right there. Hey, stop. That down there at the bottom. So I don't really have much to talk about, I'm realizing, as I'm just sitting here doing this. I haven't really worked a lot on characters. I haven't done a lot of character artwork, and it's very hard for me to think of things to talk about with it because I studied environment art all day long at school, that now that I'm trying to do character artwork, I'm kind of like in unknown territory for me. I've never really worked on it this much or done anything like this. So I'm kind of just going at it and seeing what happens. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. But it's gonna be something fun to do, you know? I've never really worked this hard to create a character. I've done so many other different things for character design that I'm just kind of going for it, seeing what works and what doesn't work. And that's how it's gonna have to be. And that piece in the back side should probably come down as well. So let's actually grab the entire backside and go down with it. Yeah. Probably down right around knee height. And then I want a little strip back here to go down below the knee. And then this piece does not need to be extruded, but should be brought down lower to cover up the areas that we need to have covered up. Yes. That should do it. That's a very weird blocked out piece of clothing, but cloth. She is going to be wearing a cloth, and you know, there's just so much more to do to it. You got to do so much. You got to form fit it, rotate it out, and it's not even got enough polygons on it. Ah, what have we done? This is so much insanity. Okay, I need to move this whole piece out so that I can know how I'm closing it. Okay, let's just do this. If I can take actually these vertices, I can take that vertex and that vertex. We can merge it. That'll do it. Merge at last. That vertex and that vertex. Merge at last. And then, oh crap. There is no vertex here, so we need to create one. And we need to slide this edge up to here. Does that look good? That'll be okay. Yeah, that'll work okay for right now. I can fix it up a little bit later. So that one to that one. Merge the vertices at last, and there we go. At least that's closed off right now. What do I do now? What do I do now? What do I do now? How do I finish this close? Because it's not three-dimensional, it needs to be blocked off like it is over here. That's what I need. I guess what I could do is take some faces. So we're going to be deleting these faces. If I delete that face, take these, extrude it out, and then we're to delete these faces, then be able to then delete these edges. Right, grab that edge, delete the edge, grab that edge, delete the edge, and then grab vertices again, go from vertex to vertex. That's how we do it. That's how we do it. Vertex merge at last. Vertex merge at last. It's kind of fun saying that because it's really what's happening. It's taking these vertices and finally you will be together at last, forever and always, and blah, 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 blah. There we go. That fixes that. Now to connect that piece on over. Oh, that's a confusing one. That's a confusing one. Okay. Let's see. What are we gonna do here? It needs. I need that loop. Right? Well, I need that loop, and then I need a loop over here. Yeah. Yeah. And I need to take this whole loop. Okay, we're getting it. We're getting it. We're getting it. Just want to finish off this piece. Get that looking how it needs to be. Yeah, that's fine. I'm going to like that anyways. That's going to be a better look anyways. So take that and that, that and that. We are deleting the faces. I got rid of the edges too. Beautiful. I am okay with that. No edges, no edges. Vertices again. There we go. So we will have a good portion of this character kind of started to be finished. There's so much involved when creating characters. So, when you're creating a character, I should actually say the things that are involved when you're creating a character instead of just mumbling to myself. So when you're creating a character, you have to think about the clothing on the character because we're not making a Bioware game. We're not making a nude characters that are going to have sexual encounters or all this stuff. We are creating a character that is most likely going to be around a teen rated game for an RPG. So there won't be any nudity, there will just be violence in the game. And the reason for that is because there's no need to add nudity into the game. I think sometimes these relationships that can be made in games can be really good, but then other times they're just awkward to have. And I think the Mass Effect, BioWare, and Dragon Age, they're really good, but at a certain point, they just became awkward to have. They started kind of not add much into the story and just create weird stuff in the game. I just didn't quite like it at a certain point. It was getting to the point where it was just not really needed anymore. It was just uncomfortable a lot of times. I don't know. It not for like the fact that it was just love making happening in the games. It's just they got to a certain point where it became unneeded for how much far they went with the nudity and with the relationships and with this and that. And it's like I was fine having these relationships that ended with like the cut before a sexual encounter and stuff like that. But then they got to the point where like they added in the sexual encounter and all this stuff, and it felt like they were trying to be too heavy into that romance and in that quality of artwork that it detached from the game. It detached from the fact that yes, I'm role playing this character, but now I'm role playing this character in a way that like I really didn't need to role play this character in. So that's just my opinion about it because I didn't want to do that at the end of the day. I was like, I really could do without this and just had this instead kind of stuff. And it's kind of hard not it's kind of hard to talk about that, but yeah, I don't know what I'm doing here now. I think I joined that up in the wrong area. Yeah, because now this isn't where it needs to be. Oh no, I done messed it all up. Ah! How do I fix it? How do I fix that? Ba, 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 da, da, da. You just go backwards in time and unjoin these. and recreate that same geometry here. Yes, 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 yes. You join there, not here. Yeah, that's what I need to do. Okay, we can fix that. So merge vertices at last. Merge, 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 merge. Sorry, I'm doing weird voices. I'm doing weird sounds. I should stop that. When I get to thinking real hard, I just start making noises. I don't know why. I just start doing it, and it's kind of hard for me to stop. And I really should. You guys want more commentary. You're here for the commentary of me doing this, not the Chandler voice random things or do random things with your voice and just be a total goofball. I mean, I am a total goofball. I mean, that's kind of why I became a game artist. It's why I do the things that I do. But I don't think you wanted to hear that. Okay. And then here, I need to create a line. And now merge these vertices where they need to be. Take that one and merge it down to here. This should get rid of that and merge you down to here. That should get rid of that. So now you should be a joined box. Yes. Okay, I fixed it. Yay! Now it's not a weird mess. Actually, I think I could just get rid of this whole box out here. Oh, that would fix everything. It would, it would, it would. Okay, that's what we're gonna do because I modeled this out the wrong way. Now I have to fix all my issues. Oh, the pain. The pain. Okay, got rid of that. And then what I can do is... Oh, damn. No, I need to get rid of this. I need to get rid of that face. And then I can get rid of these faces here, right? 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 I'm doing this right? No. Hold up. Hold up. I need to... Oh, yes. I can get rid of those faces. Get rid of these faces. Delete those faces. Keep this one? No. Get rid of both of those faces. Join a line here. Oh gosh, so much brain thinking. Go that way with the line so that I can join these vertices here. So get out of there. Merge these there we go. And then merge that one. And then merge that one. Okay. And then I gotta do the same over here. I gotta do the same over here. I gotta do that too. I gotta merge both of these. So just like that. Grab that vert. Grab that vert. Merge. Grab that one and that one. Get rid of that. Go to the selection tool. Okay. We're getting there. We're getting there. I don't even know if I'm doing clothing right. I just really want to get clothing on her and get the start of this because I just do. I don't want to stare at my model naked 24/7. I just don't. I just really don't want to do that. So we can just fix that by just adding some basic shape to the clothing on her. Because why not? It's easier because I think YouTube will like me more if I have at least clothing on my character. I don't think YouTube will be upset that I'm doing this. I think it's just fine. It's not like anatomically correct. So I think that's okay. I really don't know. It's okay. We're good. YouTube will like me. YouTube will be okay with this. Okay. At last, 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 at last. Gosh, and then I'm gonna have to do this with like so many pieces of armor. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. It's gonna be fun. Be a game designer, they said. Be an artist and learn how to do the most difficult things in the world. You know, it's gonna be fun. All right, so with this said, I'm gonna continue working on this. I think I'm going to continue working on hair. So next video, we'll start seeing more detail happening up here and more detail just across the human form because I'm going to start adding in the normal map for her and all the detail that's going to be like pores, things that'll be able to stretch and move around, and just some fun information on her, as well as I think I'll take this into another program and start to turn it into a proper cloth texture, because everything on a character is going to be high resolution. Last thing before I leave. So for game design, there's a thing called a hero asset. It's an asset that's got so much detail into it. It's got the most polygons, the most information. And the reason why it's called the hero asset is because the hero or heroine in my game is going to have the most complex information than any other item in your game. And that's because it's going to be the thing that the player is going to see the most of. They're going to be focused the most on the character in gameplay. So that character model needs to have the most information on it. So we currently sit at around 24,000 faces if you look at the bottom right area over here. So at 24,000 faces, we're looking really good for a hero character. A hero asset that sits around 24,000 is really nice. I'm going to be probably pushing 30 with clothing on her, and maybe even 40 to 50 depending on the armor pieces that I add on to her and things like that, because armor pieces are going to be separate individual pieces so that they can move and slide around a little bit and add like some very nice animation detail there. So it's going to be a lot. There's a lot of work involved in a character, but I think it's going to be fun. I think I'm going to enjoy this a lot. So with that said, as always, guys, please like, comment, and subscribe, and I will see you guys in the next video.